Hey guys, we're going to talk about love tonight and love through the hard times. Let me start by reading 1 Corinthians chapter 13. There's a lot of wisdom in it, whether you're a believer or not. It's just got sound principles that I think are a good way to start this message. If I speak in tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part. Then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. I think life offers us opportunities to learn the true meaning of love. Learn the patience that defines it. Learn the kindness that accompanies it. Learn that it doesn't envy or boast. Learn that it's not proud. It comes from a point of meekness, not weakness, but meekness and humility. It does not dishonor others. I think that's a deep one when things get rough. It is not self-seeking, meaning it's selfless. It thinks more highly of others than it thinks of itself. It's not easily angered, meaning it takes a lot to anger love. It keeps no record of wrongs. That's a big one, because we like to hang on to stuff, don't we? Love does not delight in evil, but it rejoices in the truth. In those times where we want to seek revenge and we relish in it, that's not loving. Rather, love rejoices in the truth, meaning love stands on the truth. A lie will make it halfway around the world before the truth hits the surface. But let me tell you, truth always wins. It always protects. Love always protects. It always trusts. It always hopes. And it always perseveres. I've experienced this in my own life, and I've watched friends and acquaintances and other members, both of the body of Christ and outside the body of Christ, experience when love, quote unquote, fails. And I always ask, was that truly love? It's easy to say that you love somebody when times are good. It's so easy. No, it's almost fun to say I love you, when times are good. It's almost euphoric. It's something that just makes you happy. And you feel great gratitude, because it's a you scratch my back, I scratch yours mentality, and because of that I love you. But it's also amazing to me when things go south, when one person, one party, it doesn't have to be a person, it can be a group, but when one party has a hiccup, how easily that love can just crumble. And I've seen it in families. I've seen it in relationships, in marriages, in engagements, in long-time, domestic partnerships. I've seen it in best friends, in lifelong friends, in neighbors, inside the church, between pastors and members of the congregation. It is amazing when fake love is exposed. And when I say amazing, it's not like, oh, it brings great joy to my heart when I see it. It sucks. It sucks to be a part of it, and it sucks to witness it. Because I do truly love the people in my life, and I fight for them, and I've experienced that fakeness myself, and it is a painful thing. But I still have to hold up my end of the deal. You still have to hold up your end of the deal. Do you want your love to be real, or do you want it to be fake like the other parties who has now given up on you because of whatever? Or maybe you've given up on somebody or another party because they've slipped up or made a mistake, and you're keeping record of that wrong, or you're envious of their success, or a good thing happening to them, or you're seeking self gain, or you wish to dishonor somebody because they've wronged you. It's a two-way street, folks. Just because somebody has left you high and dry when you needed them most isn't a get-out-of-jail-free card that gives you the right to go after them, because then you're overcoming evil with evil. You can't overcome evil with evil. It just creates more evil. You have to overcome evil with good. It's like if they were on fire and you wanted to put the fire out with more fire. It just makes a bigger fire, and then you both get burnt worse than you would have had you taken the higher road and just extinguished it, or just backed away from it and let it burn out on its own, not adding fuel to the fire. And we tend to do that. We tend to do that when our partner leaves us, or the other party leaves us for whatever reason. Our fleshly desire, our physical man, wants to seek revenge, wants to get even, and then we're both in the same boat. We've just thrown all those family, I love you, we're family, we're close-knit, we're this, we're that, all that you said was just fluff, because when the going got tough, you tanked. Or they tanked. So let's be true. When we say, I love you, or I love you, or you my boo, or we say I love you in a new language or whatever, let's mean it. We throw that word around. That's the most powerful 4-letter word in the universe, love. It's the essence of why we're even here. It's the essence of why God sacrificed his only son so that we could make it into heaven, because he loved us. For God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. That's deep. I have a son. I love him with every fiber in my being. He's 3 years old. He's just full of love, and full of growth, and full of intelligence. And I think about that, like, wow. Here, and God sacrificed his son for me 2,000 years, roughly, a little less than 2,000 years before I was even born. That's deep. And for you too, so that I could make it into heaven, because he knew I was going to need forgiveness for when I slip up. So also realize that if you do slip up, if you drop the ball, or if you have dropped the ball in the past, and in a divorce that occurred years ago, or a parting of ways that occurred a long time ago, and that person has since moved on or died or whatever. There's that if you're sucking air, if you're inhaling and exhaling, there's still time to forgive them, to forgive yourself, to ask God to forgive you, and to partake in that love, the trueness of it, and to be true from here on forward. So I hope this message encourages you today to truly love. Don't store up wrongdoings, especially in the heat of the moment. Just love them in spite of themselves. Try it. I dare you. Try it. You will be so happy you did. And you'll be able to sleep at night with a clear conscience. Don't be afraid to speak the truth, but even then, speak it in love and season it with salt, and there will be a time for it. And don't worry about trying to prove anything. Just be a voice of truth, a voice of reason. Use your testimony in that time, and after that time, to help others, to encourage others. Seek that completeness and mean what you say and say what you mean. Stay safe, guys. God bless you. We'll see you next time.